Hello and welcome to another video. Today I'm just going to briefly talk about tyre choice if you've only got one bike and winter training plans. So firstly, tyre choice. So I mean, although I do have a second bike, I have actually got a mountain bike. It's not one that I'm anticipating spending much time on. I bought it pre-loved. There's a few niggles on it that make me a little nervous in kind of going out on my own on that. So really I'm just looking at my gravel bike. So I recently purchased some, I think they're called Rhombus Pro, Specialized Rhombus Pro tyres. They come fitted as standard on the Specialized Diverge gravel bike, and they've got like a fast rolling centre tread and the kind of knobbly side bits. So they've been really good, particularly in the kind of dry parts of the summer where you're kind of going through gravel and it's really sandy and stony, and they've been great for that. They clear mud pretty well. They are pretty good all-rounders. I got to puncture my second ride in, I think, to using them, so I bought some slime-filled inner tubes, and they've been brilliant as well. They've saved me, I think, probably 3 rear punctures. One of them I was down an unlit back lane on my own one night, and I did have to put a bit of air in, but it did actually manage to seal, and I got on my way and got home. But I'm thinking, as winter's going on, it's getting really cold. Do I want to be at the side of the road, particularly if I'm out at night on my own, in the dark, in the cold, when it's wet and it's filthy, trying to fix punctures, particularly if it's a slime tube that won't self-seal? So I made the decision last weekend to go back to my Schwalbe Marathon Plus road tyres. They're a 38mm, so my specialised ones are they're a 42, so they feel better for winter, to be honest. But going back to the Marathon Plus, I feel confident that they're not going to puncture. They are also faster rolling on the road, so I've made that decision, and I may live to regret it. I think probably what I'll do, if I only end up having the one bike, I might look at getting another set of rims and just setting up a kind of chunkier set of tyres on another set of rims. It's a real ball ache having to keep changing backwards and forwards, particularly if you end up feeling like you've not made the right choice. So that's what I've decided to do, sort of tyre wise. We've had our first couple of like heavy frosts the last couple of nights, and that's making me a little bit nervous about going out and the roads being icy. With that in mind, and I don't have a cross trainer, I don't have a turbo trainer and Zwift and things like that, so my only option really for riding is to do it outdoors. So I'm kind of thinking, with it getting colder, I'm probably not going to want to spend loads of time doing base miles and out for 2 and 3 hours at a time. So I'm considering looking at more specific training, VO2 max stuff, interval training, threshold kind of stuff, because I don't feel like I've made an awful lot of progress. I can ride for longer, but I don't really feel like I've made much progress in like average speed or power or anything like that. So yeah, I'm toying with reducing the amount of cycling that I'm doing, which it's a difficult decision because part of it is because I love it, and part of it is that I want to make some progress. And I'm looking at a couple of events next year. I'd really like to do a gravel event, and I'm really lacking confidence in signing up to do it. But I've got my eye on Dirty Reaver and doing something like that, like the short route. And I also would like to. I've done a couple of sportives before, just the kind of lower distance, and there's one in my hometown in April, and I'd quite like to do that as well. And I'd like to make some progress in the time that it takes me to complete things. So, yeah, in terms of training, I want to have a real look at knuckling down and making some actual improvements in my performance. The only drawback with that is I've got a couple of health conditions that make pushing myself difficult, and make recovery slower. So it may be that I end up not being able to really kind of thrash it and really push myself too hard. And then in that case, I might have to kind of back off things like intervals and VO2 max stuff and look at more strength and conditioning, and like zone 2 rides and things like that. Still hopefully still make progress, but it'll be slower than if I'm able to just kind of thrash it out. So I think there'll be a little bit of just sucking it and seeing with that, and just seeing how things wind up. So I suppose if anybody watching has got any tips for how you kind of get through winter, particularly if you're not somebody that uses indoor training or you do a mix of indoor and outdoor, how you mix that up, whether in the winter you kind of incorporate more things like running and hiking, whether you do more strength work and stuff through the winter. I'd be really interested to know what other people do and how that affects your progress for coming back into kind of spring and summer. So yeah, if you've got any ideas, any comments, any links to anything else, leave them in the description below. If you like this and the other things that I've posted so far and you feel like it'd be useful for other people to watch, then please consider a subscription and sharing the videos. I'd really appreciate that, and I'll see you next time.